Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the harrowing world of Frostpunk 2 and the recovering city of New London. We've just been ravaged by a recent whiteout and we're here licking our wounds. Our economy has fallen into disarray. We are lacking shelter, food, materials, and goods. Things we were doing totally great on before, but there's lots of reasons for it and we'll get into all that. We do have a surplus of oil, however, right around the corner in about a week's time, the temperature's going to plummet another 20 degrees. They know how to hit you hard, because we're just getting out of the whiteout and they're going to drop the temperature on us. Pretty nasty. But it will come back up in the not too distant future, a little bit. Politically, we're doing pretty much the same as ever. We're managing the two regular communities fairly well, and then we're kind of shunning the pilgrims to an extent, although they are gaining in size, so probably not going to be able to get away with that as much as time goes on. They're at 10% of the city, whereas our stalwarts are at 21%. So yeah, we're going to have to kind of try to bring these guys up a little bit. Don't want them causing protests, especially not now. The whiteout, speaking of, is still blowing across the Frostland, so it's heading east, kind of slightly northeast, just making its way out and over this way. So we're not really going to be able to do too much out in that direction for a little while, although we could do a little bit if we're even further than it, just not underneath it. Right, so I think that's pretty much everything to catch you up on. Let's go fix our economy now. We've got 32,000 people, 8,000 free workforce, and a really healthy supply of heat stamps and prefabs. I was sort of just sitting watching the whiteout hit our city, just making sure everything was okay rather than actually building anything, so a bit of a mistake on my part, but let's rectify that now. Okay, so one of the first things I wanted to do was frostbreak out to this outpost location so that we can, I can't remember what that's actually called, but, you know, allow us to build a logistics area and actually send more teams further out. So we'll just frostbreak our way all the way out there as our first port of call. Now, one thing I did forget to mention, hunger, totally good. Disease, totally good. Cold, totally good. However, squalor is severe. So we've got a little bug in the game. This is one of our districts here, and we have a deep melting drill in it. You'll notice that it's on, even though the district is off. So when hovering over this at the beginning, I saw that it's significantly increased by the deep melting drills. And we've got 2 of them at the moment, 2 active. So this must have been on the whole time, even though I had the district off, and that was contributing towards squalor the whole time, so a little annoying, but oh well. I didn't spot it. I should have spotted it earlier. So if you deactivate the district, it does go off. But if you click away and click back in, oh my god, it's still active. So you have to actually click that off. It's not remembering or getting the hierarchy of the district passed down to it. Now, if we activate the district, click out, click in, it's still off. So you can see there's a little discrepancy of what should be happening going on there. Good to spot, though. We're going to keep this off for a little while. And by the way, it wasn't actually producing any food either. That's the other annoying thing. Because it was just consuming materials and consuming workforce, but because the district was off, it wasn't modifying the output. So we're literally just getting nothing and just getting disease or squalor. Now, what we're going to do is, so just to catch people up on these icons, these are the circles with a line going through them. That basically means your resource is about to run out. It's getting low. So we're going to try to expend these resources. 55 weeks of food here. We'll turn this on. There's 2 bio-waste hothouses here, pulling more food out of this place quicker. But we want to kind of just utilize it, get that out of here, and then we can remove that kind of disease problem that you get from those. The next thing would be over here. We've got materials. That is online, right? Yep, that's fine. This one. So we're lacking goods and materials, right? So we're going to turn on the goods, switch that over. I think time will have to play for that number to fix itself. And what else? We've got 2 food districts here, but we should be okay. What I'm planning to do, as the music just inevitably ramps up and gets super loud, is to actually make use of all the various outposts, right? We spent a long time going around the Frostland the last episode uncovering different things, so now's the time to reap the benefits of that. So here, we have the fishing spot, 90 food brought back in. This one, 70 food, bring it back in. Now the whiteout's about to hit that area, but I think we'll be okay. Bring this one back in as well. It's another 90. Just bring them all. Why not? This one's still active, the Mossy Cave. So that's 60. So that should solve our food problems without me really having to do anything other than spend some of the Frostland teams that we already had. So there we go. We're now stockpiling food. Materials, however, has gotten worse. That's because of the district that we just turned on, I guess. Yeah. Now, research. Materials, right? Big problem. There's 2 ways we're going to fix that. The first one is we're going to build a maintenance hub. Don't have this yet. It basically is a workshop complex used as a base of operation for which engineers service nearby districts. It requires more heat, but it lowers materials demand in each district that it neighbors. I'm not sure by how much, but if it's anything like the other hubs, it's probably worth it. So we're going to go with that. And there's no differences regardless of which hub you pick. It doesn't really matter. Like, all the different political parties are equally happy with your choice. It's because it's the same thing. Okay, now we still got good money and prefabs. Now, if you remember, we also just unlocked Skyways. So Skyways is down here. It's another method of transport. So it increases the volume that you can ship up to 600 units of any resource rather than 250. So we have the trail going over to the old Dreadnought. We're going to upgrade this to be Skyways, but first I wanted to go down here because we have the ice smelter. Huge mine smelting apparatus provided the steel used to construct nearby generators on behalf of the Imperial Exploration Company. So it's going to give us 250 materials per day, and it's going to tap into the 2.4 million that's in there. So it should last quite a while. So we're going to go Skyway construction. So this is New London. Click right down to that little pole down there, and oh, we're so close actually. In fact, I think we can go even further than that pole. Can we connect in then? No. Okay, well, it's going to be 2 either way, so then I'll just connect to the pole. I don't know why. It's just kind of nice to do that. All right. So it's 150 heat stamps, 60 prefabs, 10 teams, and it's going to take 3 weeks. Not too long. That'll be our new Skyway. The next one then, we're going to build one out towards the Dreadnought because we want to increase the volume of oil. So we'll go from here straight to that pole. Straight in. That's it. It would have been 2 anyway, so it doesn't really matter if we follow the original or not. Okay, so we still got 20 teams. Now, up here, not to be too long-winded with these events and everything, but we had the settlement where they're kind of like hunkered down, and long story short, we can go talk to these guys at the Baron's Cave. They've got slaves. They don't seem that nice, although they have their own motivations, whatever. They tried to free their own people and then make them slaves. It's a bit strange. But you could arm them and then go to them, and I think they'll go and attack the camp and I guess take it over. And they seem to be focused on order, which is kind of where we're leaning, but I'm just not happy with how it's a little too far. It's a little too far to the right for me. So this one's a little bit more, I think if you reinstate the old leaders, it says you need more equality, which we don't have just yet. So it seems like, okay, they're leaning more left, I guess. So we'll want to do that, and we'll see what the outcome is. So I'm not going to do anything with them just yet. However, down here, there's the Hot Springs Refuge, and then this area, if I could just click away for a second, is the Hot Springs, right? It's a different settlement. If we have access and a trail to the Hot Springs, we can reduce disease. Sounds great, right? We're getting a little bit of squalor. We actually have no disease, but in anticipation of further disease, it'd be nice to hook these up. So what we'll do is just build a little, this is the Hot Springs here. We'll just connect this back. Now, it does say that it needs to go to the Hot Springs and one other place, which we haven't found yet, because I was reading it. It says, actually it's not there, this one. And their mushroom experiment somewhere in Endless Plains. Now, I don't know where Endless Plains is, but this one's called Plains, right? And its name changes when you explore it, so I assume this is it. So, 10 teams, we've got 10 teams left. Perfect, right? Let's go. So in another age, these plains might have been a fertile paradise. Now they're simply a stretch of barren, flat, featureless snow. Plains expedition under Homer Chilton is approaching the area. Oh, I didn't know it did that. Give little names to people. Okay, things are getting better. We're not done yet. Industrial district. We're just going to turn... Oh, we've already turned it on. Set it to goods. Oh, but it keeps resetting. Goods? I guess we'll let time play. There we go. Now we can see the true amount. +6 goods. We're still lacking materials, so we're going to be rectifying that soon. And the very last thing to check would be what are we sending to the Dreadnought right now? So they're getting 15 materials. Let's just get them back. Just a little bit to keep us a little happier while we sort out our problem. Anything else? And then we'll have to wait for the Skyways. Yeah, okay, let's just leave it as that then. Right, last thing then. Build some districts with the rest of our heat stamps and stuff. So an extraction district, we have an infinite deposit here. I'm going to expand this one over to it. 1, 2, 3. So just expand in a line over to that area. And then there should be an extraction district we can pop in somewhere up here. So 1, 2, get some of that heat bonus, I guess. 3. And then it's 1, 2, 3 to expand out that way. Perfect. Okay, great. Maybe we can put a hub in between those. The last thing, if I've got the money, I think I do, is housing. So, I'm not really sure what we could do with housing. Most of our housing districts have expanded. We can also put buildings in. We did just research a new building. Yeah, the dense housing block. Now, it increases disease, but it provides 25 shelter and it's 20 heat demand. But it's just a slot goes into a building, so I guess you're saving on space. But until we start really getting tight for space, I don't think we need to do that. We do have loads of slots, though, in these districts. We can maybe improve research or something, actually, as well, thinking about it. But I'm just going to go with a brand new district, right? So it's going to be 40 heat, but we can eliminate 20 of the heat straight off the bat. Like that. And then go further down that line. Alright, cool. And there we go. That's my hand being played. Ah, one thing I didn't actually think about is the laws. Yeah, so... We did just unlock this. The Pathfinder Scouts. Territory threat level is decreased. And it's supported by the Frostlanders and Pilgrims. Right, so we'll propose this vote. And I'm actually going to twist the arm of the New Londoners to try to get them on our side with this. 28 that are mostly against. I want them to vote for it, please. And... I'll tell you what, actually, building another deep melting drill is something I'm going to be doing eventually. And we could just turn it off if we don't want it. So yes, I agree to that. Get you on my side. That's going to be 48. So we just need 3 people who are hesitant to go along with this. Hopefully that'll work. And this should make them happier as well. There we go.
The proposed law has been approved.
Love it. All right. There we are. Yeah, look at them. Super happy now. We can shake them down for a bunch of money when we want to. Ah, there's something in here. Ah, the deep melting drill is just letting me know that we could be building that.
Have reached a decision. A new law takes hold.
So we're just gonna wait for these skyways to get built. I'll speed up time just a little bit. Oh, got an event. A pressure point. Winterhome. Steward, a handful of desperate pilgrims gathered in front of the generator earlier today. One spoke to the gathering crowd as they painted themselves in oil. She detailed a different plan for Winterhome, one that would breathe a second life into the cursed land. We cannot destroy Winterhome for its cores. We must settle it. We must adapt. This is our last chance to make you hear us, Steward, so we must be loud. And with that, they set themselves alight. Oh my God. Rescue teams... See, these people are crazy. Rescue teams were able to save the would-be martyrs, but our people are clearly shaken by the immolation. The stalwarts urge you to get ahead of the narrative before people are swayed to their cause. What should we do? Spin the narrative? Clearly these are disturbed individuals. Will help our people see that. Their fervor is increased, and our relations improve again with the stalwarts. Ignore it. I trust our people to interpret the situation appropriately. No. No, I don't. I don't really think people should be setting themselves on fire and then we'll leave that up to interpretation. I think we should condemn that and say that they are disturbed. I mean, you can make your point, but that's a bit extreme. Fervor is increased, though. Yeah, fine, whatever, though. Make these guys even happier. This works out perfect because these guys have an action to de-radicalize the pilgrims. And we can only do it when they're super happy. And we just made them super happy. So that couldn't have worked out better. And it doesn't even hurt the relations with these guys either. So there you go. Fervor decreases. 201 leave. That's what I like to see. Still at 10%. Good. And these guys are still happy. So we can still suck them dry for their heat stamps. Should we need to. But I'm leaving them happy for now. I want to keep trust high and stuff. I wonder, I don't know if I've ever brought trust above those little thresholds. Tiny little thresholds there on either side of the bar. And I wonder, does that trigger new events or something where people love you? The mossy caves are about to deplete. That's some of our food reserves. That's okay.
A cold season is imminent.
Right, so the cold season has just hit. And our oil is going to last 23 weeks. Okay, that's good. We can get more oil in that time. I'm confident. And that district is just expanded, so... Has the housing district been built yet? No, not quite. And this one... Which one is the one that's... This one here. This one is out of materials, is it? Wood remaining nothing. So, we should just remove this place then. I actually read on a tooltip in between the loading screens that it says something like, if the district runs out and it's not active, you don't get any of the benefits of heat or any of the drawbacks. I'm not sure it really does anything. However, I was thinking, like, you do get a building slot, right, that we could possibly use. If you want to just build a district, let's say for extraction, and put something into it, you can only build it on a resource deposit. So in some ways, I'm like, having the district there, I can't ever rebuild that. It's kind of nice, because you could put something into it, but I suppose the argument would be you could just do housing with something else in it. Anyway, it's just something I was thinking about. Might be worth thinking about, but anyway, we'll just remove it. If we have a gap in between all these districts, it might be even better for our maintenance hub, so we'll see how it works. It's a really long and odd-shaped one, so right in the center here. So from this hex to this one. So it might be kind of good to get rid of, actually. Have those skyways been built? They have. So now we'll have a look at the Dreadnought. Open her up. And we can increase this now to as much oil as we produce, which gives us a surplus over here. They're going to be in more demand of coal, though, now. And we can sort out this food situation. Let's give them a little bit more food so they can stockpile it and we can stockpile it. Previously, I was trying to keep everyone even, but I think it's smarter plays just to make sure that everyone is stockpiling, right? Rather than just one side. Although I suppose you can transfer it instantly, but I don't know. Probably just feels like it's probably better. So, here's our abandoned mine. Can we turn this on? No, it's still blocked by the storm. We'll wait for that storm to pass. They have a bit of a stockpile before they're going to go cold, so it should be okay. Squalor has affected this place. Let's repair it with some of our additional prefabs. Squalor should be going... Oh, it's still growing. Oh yeah, I just set up another deep melting drill, didn't I? Let's turn that off now, if it's not off already. Did I? Or no? I promised it, and I can't remember if I chose to build it. Oh no, I didn't. I have 3 cores. Okay, never mind. Damn, I was hoping that I'd already built that. Okay, well, we can still start to build it now. Deep melting drill in food or materials. We'll do materials, because I'm... well, one or the other. It doesn't really matter. Just we'll put them in both eventually. Promoting progress. These guys are going to be elated. Hopefully they'll get, what's it called? Another... not protest. The opposite of that. A rally. Yes. And one of the last things I'd like to do, we don't have any crime right now, but I was thinking more watchtowers might be good, because we have a lot of workforce not doing anything. Although I suppose with limited heat stamps we should think about what we do a bit more carefully. Now it's diminishing, that's better. Squalor is notable but diminishing. Good, good to see. Which means this should start to diminish. There we go, it's gone. Great. Man, it's just a great feeling in a game when you actually understand something. Because a lot of the time I don't. And we're bringing in a lot now. Oh, that means our trail has been built all the way out to the materials. Hey, there it is. So we can see a skyway has 3 lines. Regular trail just has like 1. So we've built the trail out to here. I think we have to still connect it to this place though, don't we? Yeah, let's just do that then. So from here, just straight into the center, I guess. Okay. 2 weeks. Just while we have the teams available, you know, I feel like we should do these things. Oh, actually, speaking of teams available, oh, that's 25, damn. Can we go anywhere else? The frozen ocean is 20. The mountains, yeah, I think we'll probably need 20 for everything at this point. Oh, nope, there we go. 10. No one has returned from this place for a long while, fueling all sorts of rumors as to what happens to those who explore here. Yikes. Well, it should be safe, so. How's that generator? Is it cooling down yet? It's taking a long time. It's at 86%. It takes a very long time to cool. New Londoners' demands have been met. They're delighted you kept your word of building the thing. Now they look upon your rule more positively. Great. Now that melting drill or whatever, let's just turn that off if it's not off already. The whole district should be deactivated. Oh man, alright, that's pretty much everything I had written down in my notes that I planned to do. I basically just like take stock of like all my resources and I think, okay, alright, and I look through all the tech tree and stuff and I'm like, what could I do like to, how could I improve them, how could I improve them, what could I do with them, how could I improve them, and so on and so forth. Just write it all down. Taking stock just for a few minutes can really help just forward plan things. Oh, by the way, there's the skyways. Looks a little messed up. Well, it looks kind of cool going off in the distance. I can't move my camera out there, though. It just jolts back. I could swear we just saw some buildings grow. I didn't think districts move on their own like that. Or maybe it was pop-in. Oh yeah, it's still happening now. I don't know. Something's going on with them. Alright. 10% of the city are extremely unhappy right now. We're about to get our next maintenance hub thing. Can't wait to put those down. We're going to save so many materials. Oh, you know what we should do? Probably focus a bit more over here. While things are good here, we do need to expand housing and things like that and start frostbreaking a bit more quickly. Yeah, let's send some people out here. Alright, so send people. Not sure, maybe 1,000 or something? About 970. I wonder will they get here any faster now that we've built Skyway? It's still 3 weeks, okay. Now, I want that so we can do some extra frostbreaking, build another housing district, and start to get a research. So that's the maintenance hub. We'll do a research next for improving the oil. So pump jacks will improve oil. Now we've got the hydraulic or the fracturing. One of them gives us 100. One of them gives us 80. Disease is increased or squalor is increased. 400 workforce, 300. So less workforce, more oil. But way more materials. Well, we've actually got a lot of materials right now, so yes. Although I'd kind of like to help the pilgrims, but it's just, I feel like it's not suiting us as well. We have a lot of squalor already, so there's an argument to be made. Although, it's in a different town. This town doesn't have any squalor, so. Yep, let's go with this one then. We'll do for this. Actually, we'll do for these guys. Maybe that, I don't know if it makes any difference. I think they're both equally happy, but let's just go with them. Alright, so let's get those maintenance hubs built. And see what's going on here. Yeah, I noticed things were happening over here. Medical dissent, conservative treatment. Steward, an angry young doctor came to complain about the inertia created by conservative treatment. We lost 3 people last week because of the fossilized procedures of our senior staff. Me! I could have saved them. Not those outdated dinosaurs, he raged. Don't let more people die because of the fussing of a few old men. The senior physicians shrug it off. Lack of control is the surest way to malpractice. Inexperienced doctors often struggle when losing a patient. He'll get used to it. What should we do? This is interesting. So because we're not using the experimental treatments, I guess he's complaining. Amend the law. We'll dismiss procedures for time-sensitive cases. That's an interesting one. I feel like that was in the first game, wasn't it? Where it's like, if they're on their deathbed already, try anything. Or we can maintain strict oversight. So exceptions open the door to abuse. Pilgrims would like it. Conservative treatment is more effective at decreasing disease, but it increases tension and relations worsen even further with the pilgrims. Damn. I'll say just maintain strict oversight. Let's make the pilgrims a little happier for once. And also, we don't have any disease. Count our blessings, I guess. Just keep the rules as is, please. Thank you. If we feel the need to change the law, we'll do it ourselves. I mean, we can't choose that law, which is always the thing that slightly bothers me. It's like, oh, events can allow you to amend the laws, but you can't amend them yourselves. Instead of, like, them being very binary, one way or the other. I mean, sometimes there is 3 options, I guess. But it would be nice where it's like, oh, it could be almost like a scale. I get it for gameplay reasons, though. It is a tougher choice this way, and it's fun. But I feel like once you're presented with the option, it's like, well, that should become an official option then, and let me decide it later. Maybe. I don't know. Probably ruin the game. Now, can we get that coal yet? Let's see. Yes, we can. There's our 250. 300,000 remaining, so it'll keep us going for a while. A lot of our economy is propped up on what we're finding out externally. So, you know, you need to use the time then to build and make sure that at home you've got everything sorted then for the future. I'm happy to see that. Oh, that's interesting, actually, yeah. So even with sending them their extra coal now, they're still eating into their reserves. Interesting. I suppose what we could do then here is at New London, we can turn back on the coal mine. Whack that all the way up. So now we're gaining a lot of coal. And I'll just send what they need to keep them going. Now I know the temperature's about to come up, but I'd still rather them just never be eating into their reserve if we could avoid it. So let's just... In fact, how much can we send them? Quite a lot. So let's send them everything they need. So that's the limit. So that's plus 260. So they should fill up really quickly that way. And we've a little bit more than we need even here. Bring that down to 0. Are we still sending what we need? No, but that's okay. Just send whatever we have then. There we go. Probably a bit better that way. Alright, cool. So we're still gaining oil and we're gaining coal. Obviously we're being heavily surplus, or whatever the word is, given a lot, I suppose, just by what's going on externally. We're actually eating into materials now. I'm probably just being real stupid, but didn't we have like 300 excess materials a moment ago? That's why I was like, oh cool, materials is like really good. I guess not. Materials is set over here, sorry, yeah. Okay, cool. Anyway, we have our maintenance hub now. That'll reduce materials, so let's build them. So maintenance hub is going to require 100 workforce, so not much at all. And we just opened up this space here. So this will give us 2 districts at reduced volume, or... it's still only 2. What a shame. I kind of thought like somewhere like right here will be great. But it's still only touching 2 tiles each. Alright, well this would touch 2 tiles, right? Yeah, so 2 districts are set there. Now, I should have looked, but you can press number 5 and see what's consuming materials. So there's a huge demand for materials in these districts, right? 45, 45, 45. I didn't even check. What do we reduce this by? 40? Oh my god, this is so good. Alright, 40 is huge. If we pop it down here, we can actually get 2 industrial districts reduced. And even a housing district, although I don't think the housing district uses any. But that's good to know, because we could put a building in here that consumes materials of some sort and relocate this one as an example. That'd be interesting, because then it's like, oh yeah, well we have the... Oh yeah, it's all clicking now. I feel like I'm the last one to figure this out. Everyone else probably already knows. Can we build another one? I'd like to build another one over here, but we were out of stuff. But yeah, 45, 25. We can at least reduce that one by 40. And in what are we exchanging it for? Heat, right? Oh no, just work. Oh yeah, a little bit of heat. 20 heat, so 40 extra heat. Alright, so we're going to eat into our oil again, but we're getting the pump jacks to improve oil. And we're sending people over. Okay, yeah, it's all coming together. Time is still playing up here, by the way. The Hot Springs Mushroom Cave. We found it. Our scouts found a variety of mushrooms growing within the different depths of this cave. Broken heat pipes run through the caverns. The scouts suspect this place was an attempt by the Hot Springs populace to develop a hardier food source. We could take the mushrooms to add more variety to our hothouses, or we could repair the facility and share its benefits with the Hot Springs people. Food production efficiency is increased, or repair the heating systems. Creates a food harvesting site. The Hot Springs will be pleased. Because we're focusing insular and we need to do everything ourselves, this is the obvious thing, right? Make our own food production better. Hopefully forever. But at the same time, I would like to be nice to them and see what happens. And we get another food harvesting site anyway. Perhaps. I was going to say perhaps we can make it last. I doubt it. I doubt anything would last forever in the Frostland. But yeah, let's just go with that. We'll make them happier. Trying to be a little nicer today. 260 food until it's deposit of 250,000. It's not that big of a deposit. But okay. Send it to New London. Do we need to do that now? No, not really. We'll get it later. Alright, so we need to also connect that with the trail, I assume. We should do a skyway. Although actually, I'm not getting the icon to say that that's done. Let me just have a read of this again. So, access the spring. The Hot Springs people say they will give us access if we rebuild the loading station at High Pass and their mushroom experiment somewhere in Endless Plains. So I've done that. Ah, I haven't rebuilt the station yet. Okay, so in the heart of the mountain pass stands an old loading station, so rebuilding it. 200 prefabs, yep. Oh, just instantly done. Okay, cool. Allows the creation of an outpost to reduce disease. It will be interesting just to go brute force and go, I'm taking this, and I'm taking the other thing. But I'd feel quite bad. Anyway, allow creation of an outpost? Sure. So disease reduced as long as we put 10 explorers on it, or Frostland teams. And it's a double line decrease, so I assume it's decreasing a decent amount. Okay. Well, we'll turn that off. We don't need that. And we don't need the food right now, but good to have it for the future. 25 teams. Don't have that either. What do we find up here? Bone traders at the hot springs. Some people from the hot springs have started a market for goods crafted from bone. It appears that a herd of musk ox froze in the valley. They've made use of every part of the frozen beast to sustain themselves, including their bones. The traders are on the verge of starving. They'll happily give us goods for some food. 25,000 goods for 5,000 food. That's pretty damn good. Let me just check what our stockpile capacity is. It's 50,000. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. Trade for the goods. Take my food. Wait, actually, do I have 5,000 right now? I might have to wait just a little bit until we have that. Oh, I do. I've got 15. Yeah, great. This works nicely. I'll come back with that then. What do we have happening down here? Alright, Steward. I thought they needed to be fervor, but maybe not. Steward, the pilgrims have taken to the streets in protest against growing dependence on oil and the generator. We cannot stand by and let the stalwarts further bind the city to a single point of failure. We kept silent as the whiteout endangered us all, but no more. By the way, just a little pause. Where the hell are those guys that left? I gave them 10,000 food. I still haven't seen them. Anyway, they evidently feel they have no further recourse to make their dissent known. They've deployed their tents in the middle of the district, joining them together, blocking production lines. What should we do? They also dislike the mandatory school, allowing productive outsiders and efficiency bonuses. They want mandatory crowding. What's mandatory crowding? Everyone's allocated a minimum living space required to meet their needs. People with more space are required to take in strangers. I don't know about that. Shelter providing by housing is increased, but tension is marginally increased. I feel like that would cause a lot of tension, but okay. Repeal the unproductive due maintenance, or convince them to stop. Promise to make it up to the pilgrims in some other way. Yeah, we can figure this out. Due to poor relations, the pilgrims have begun to protest. They seek to change the direction you're leading the city in. Production is halted in affected districts. For every 1,000 of their supporters, they will spread to another one over time. Oh, wow. For every 1,000 of their supporters. Okay. You can negotiate to end the disruptions or quell them with guards. It'll be more difficult and more violent the higher the fervor of protesters. Nullifying their fervor will also prevent them from blocking the district fully, as well as ultimately make the protest collapse on its own. So they've gotten fervor, have they? No, they don't have any fervor. So is this going to collapse? Bear with me one moment. I'd like to read that again. You can end any protests in various ways, such as negotiations, using guard squads to quell them by force, sending another faction to organize a counter-protest. That's interesting. Reducing their fervor to none, and improving relations with the protesting faction to positive. So it says in various ways, which I would take to mean any of those one ways could work. Now, it did also say that it spreads based on the thousands that there are. There are 10% of the city, so that means there's about 3,000 of them in total. And there's negotiation, and there's the quell the protests and counter protest. I think if we just leave this, it'll go away, but I'm also going to build some watchtowers. I'd been meaning to say that. That will improve their relations, and I wouldn't mind giving them a promise. That's okay. We align with some of their things. Now, where the hell is that building that I wanted? Oh, yeah, there. Now, see, the funny thing is, these guard squads will help quell the protest, but also, it'll make them happier, because it's their building. It's their style of building, so it was their idea. Can't get me on that one. Also, the food is just collapsing right now. What's happening there? Oh, the district is emptied out. Good. So, yeah, we can destroy that district. Destroy the buildings first. You never know. This game might not give us everything back, so we'll destroy both of those first. We'll activate one of the other districts. Let's activate this one over here. That's not quite positive food yet. Let's activate this one as well then. Still not positive. Wow, shows you the strength of that. But also, one of our hunting camps is experiencing some bad weather, so that's gone offline. So that makes sense. Make them a promise. What do you want? Dutiful youth. Actually, I was reading in between episodes, and this is a good one. Percentage of active workers is increased. Crime is slightly decreased. Unlocks the youth volunteer duty city ability, which bolsters the city's workforce, but decreases trust. I love it. Young adults participate in volunteering activities under the supervision of elders who teach them moral values. So yeah, I'll research that. 40 weeks. We'll do it right after this. That's a promise. We don't want mandatory crowding. We just read that. Mandatory unions. Workers will be required to join unions that will co-manage their workplaces. No. Oh, this is my research district. Oh. Well, that changes things now a bit, doesn't it? I was saying that I might want to move this building anyway, so tell you what, we're just going to build another one. Give me some money and some time, and we'll get a second research institute in there. 10 more heat stamps and we'll build it. Yeah. I'm not giving in. We'll make them happier. Oof, they just got a little bit less happy, actually. 351 protesters joined, and another protest has popped up. Okay, I'm not really understanding this situation. And 600 people were just injured. So... Okay. Stop it. Stop whispering my name. Pilgrims take over the high-rise housing district. Protests spread. The teaching hospital has suffered destruction during the... Oh my god. For every 1,000 supporters, they'll spread to another district. I don't understand what that means. So it means 3 protests in total, because there's 3,000 of them. 10% of the city. That's what I would understand that to mean. But anyway, some of their most radical members use the opportunity to sack the local teaching hospital. What scumbags? It's this fucking hospital, man. We never wanted this, screamed the angry crowd, and yet the steward has built it with our resources and our labor. Come on. Alright, it's all kicking off now. Tell you what, let's get that hot. We could build another one, which I guess they don't like, but I don't care. I'm building another one here. Promoting reason, you're damn right. Can't we do anything? I tell you what, can't we condemn these guys? They'll lose council members and potentially lose seats in the council, and their fervor is increased. It's a lot of money. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Will we see them giving out in here or anything? So the pilgrims, 10% of the city. Alright. I'm sticking to my plan. We're going to rebuild that other building. And we're going to build watchtowers. I just built one actually up here. It did nothing. It actually did seem to do nothing. Why don't we have extra... Oh, because the other one's gone offline. This is a watchtower right there. Funny how that works. It's like they flip it on me where I'm like, oh, you know, we've got you pegged. The watchtowers are your idea. And they're like, yeah, well, we're going to take them over. It's like, oh, you got me. I'm just struggling to think what to do next. Sorry, I'm stalling here a bit. I need the Research Institute to research the thing that will make them happy. That will be a promise that they want, and that we could also maybe give them money. Fund project. Sorry, that's the one. 259 heat stamps. You could do that. So that'll improve relations, and we're doing a research, and we're going to build another watchtower. So just give it a little time. Just a little time. And it'll be okay. They're not, they've no fervor, and they're only 10% of the city. So 10% could protest, I guess. I mean, it does make sense, actually, thinking about it. Okay. Now, we've just also unlocked some stuff somewhere. I'm not sure where, though. Hot Springs is reducing disease. Let's just pause time for a second. Oh, yeah, we went to... there we are. The Whispering Valley. Alright, so, languid herd. These reindeer seem to be slowly dying away to constant storms and lack of edible fauna. They won't survive too many more years. Perhaps we should send out the hunters while we can. Yeah. 5 teams, more food brought back. The wrecked warehouse. A crumbling warehouse sits by a dilapidated track. It has been pillaged many times by scavengers, but one of our scouts noticed a metal trapdoor. She drilled through the thick metal and entered a buried chamber containing a pristine core. Instruction manuals in the chamber show the core was intended to drive a locomotive, but we can refurbish it for other purposes in New London. Come back later, take the core. I'll just leave it for now. Sometimes it makes me wonder, like, if there's something else nearby, could it use that or something? I don't know. I haven't really experienced that, but it's just a feeling I have. Right, the people have moved in over here, by the way. And we've got space. Now, I was thinking of building them down here with this extra shelter. Free heat. It's plus 20 heat down there, but there's 20 heat here if we just go here. So what's the difference, you know? It's sheltered from the wind. It's no extra sheltered space. So, 1, 2, 3. That's it. The only other thing I could think to do is 1, 2, 3, and then you could go 1, 2, 3, and you'd be getting a bonus of both. But we'd have to frostbreak around that side. We can maybe do that when they get a bit more anyway. Alright. Another housing district. Let's do some frostbreaking then here, because that did seem like a decent idea. But we need to save our money. Well, do we? I suppose we could shake these guys down. Give me your money. And then we'll just hold on to that for a bit, and we'll give it to them. But what we're going to do in the meantime is build those extra watchtowers, because that will make them happy, and I want more guard squads anyway. So just in a couple housing districts here, totally fine. Alright, so they're loving it, promoting tradition. We want to do dutiful youth, but we need a research institute, which is being built right now. Okay, so that just immediately went into protest as soon as we built it. It's like it knows. Pilgrims take over the high-rise housing district as the protests spread. The good situation in the city pushes people away from the Pilgrims. Okay, this is good, actually. Steward, the Pilgrims' protests have spread to another district. People are openly questioning their actions, however, pointing out the city is faring well under your leadership. Yeah, damn right. You goddamn right. In fact, despite this show of force, it seems more and more people are choosing to abandon their ideals. Yes. I'd like to see that just decrease now, please. A young doctor goes mad. Oh no. Steward, the young doctor who questioned the ways of conservative treatment, got into a violent fistfight with a senior surgeon. He had just lost another patient and blamed it on his senior, who allegedly took too long to approve a surgical procedure. The young doctor was fired and banned from medical practice. Oh. Yeah, don't really know what to say about that. That's just have to. Sometimes you have to. It's just the way it is, isn't it? Scrubs taught me that. Just the way it is. So I'm thinking that we should start to see these protests go down. They have nowhere to gain from here with 30,000 population. That's my understanding. With 10% of the city. They've got no fervor. Harming the city left, right, and center, though. And I can destroy this district now as well, finally. Can't trust these youngsters, exactly. You know? He's a hothead, that little surgeon. He might be right, but it's just you have to follow procedure. Otherwise, you're going to get it wrong in the other direction eventually, too. Where you'll do something on someone that wasn't going to die, and you kill him. Or maim them or something. So you gotta look out for both. Not seeing it go down. I'm waiting for that to like empty, you know, but it's just not happening. Look at this, by the way. We're positive on everything. So I'll take it for a bit, but the thing that's bothering me the most is research has stalled because of this. So it's kind of nasty. The path to power for the city's safety. Steward, the Pilgrims' protest has terrified many in the city. Many are calling for a response from the council. The captains limited the steward's powers, but he couldn't have foreseen this descent. Maybe the time has come to increase our leader's authority for the safety of our city. Several proposals have been suggested that would help us deal with protests. It's up to you to decide if we'll place them on the agenda. Calls an immediate council session? No. We can actually go to the council right now anyway. Rule. I assume it means this. Unlocks the Quell Protest District ability, which ends protests using guard squads. I just don't want anyone to die. So that's why I'm staying away from that. Greatly increases the odds of passing a law in the council, the guided voting. Rule laws require 2/3 majority. I love this. This is so cool. But no, we're not desperate enough just yet. Trust is high. You've already mobilized your enforcers. I love that they're all like, Steward, Steward, Steward. I'm like, shut up! Shut up! But I don't want to be stun locked into not doing anything either. Food is just emptied out. Why? Ah, the whiteout's blowing across 2 more of the camps. I love this UI, by the way, being able to see that without having to zoom out. Tension is at 50% though now. That's the highest I've ever had it, actually. Notable squalor. Can we, I'll have to look into what we can do to bring that down, because that's getting pretty bad. Can't quite remember off the top of my head. Oh yeah, the blasting coal mine is adding it too. Forgot about that. The city is going to carry on whether you protest or not. The question really just remains, do I build another research institute or not? And I'm thinking yes. If you're going to keep taking them offline, I'll just build more. Plus, it's not that bad having them. It'll speed up research once they do get activated again. I'm just wondering, how long do I have to leave it? Trust falls because of the ongoing protests. No one's died though. I don't like that symbol, right? Don't tell me people are dying. I should zoom in on these. To me, it looks like he's protesting to absolutely nobody in there. What about these guys? Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Okay, I should just click it. It's a bit hard to reach. There we go. You're not going unignored. I'm trying to help you, but you're blocking me from doing so. I can't research the thing you want. So how long do I have to do that promise? 32 weeks. Increase relations 32 weeks as well to get them to neutral. Maybe it just doesn't go away until we do that. Because I said I would do it in some other way. I probably should have said... Has it just spread again? Okay. I don't even really honestly understand that, let alone can I deal with that. That's 2,400 workforce now not doing anything. Spread our message, keep the pressure up. Steward, Pilgrim's protests have spread to another district. People are openly questioning their actions, however, again. Every 1,000 members, their protests can spread to additional districts. Does that just mean it spreads forever? I don't really get it. 302 placated members leave. That's good. What are you down to now? You're down to 9%. You're losing members. 9% of 30,000. You know, that's like less than 3,000, right? And we've now got 4 protesting districts. What's happening? Okay. Yeah, I'm not freaking out, but I'm like, why won't it go away? Is it just because we did say that we'll do something to placate them? They just immediately took down the Research Institute again. That's 3 that they've taken offline now. So I feel like I can't improve their relations unless I give them money. But their relations are so bad. I could condemn them and there'll be even less of them, but their fervor increases. Grant them an agenda. Relations improve. Fund their projects. Relations will also improve. So I was going to do both of those and do the research. But they just keep taking my research offline. I'm going to wait just a couple more weeks. And if it still doesn't... If it spreads again, then for sure I'll just do whatever it takes then. But part of me just thinks we can ride this one out. Speeding up time to tier 3. Protest sympathizers join, 381. Okay, it's just continuing to spread, so... I mean, it doesn't even make any sense how many of them there are. For 9% of the city, they've taken a lot of districts offline. Very organized.
Steward.
Pushes people away from the pilgrims. That's great and everything. So 311 leave. They're actually losing. They're down to 8%? How low does it have to go before they just give up?
You are not a test subject. If your doctor prescribes...
Alright, I'm gonna try one more time. I know this is crazy, but I gotta try. Get that built. Trust falls. That's okay. That's alright. I'll bring it all back. Alright, research is going again. If dutiful youth gets researched, by the way, we never looked at it, but it's in society. Youth. Oh, we haven't even started it. We're getting something else right now. I totally forgot about that. We're getting the pump jacks. The other option was liberated youth. Trust rises, unlocks youth employment program. I just prefer... young adults are encouraged to experiment free from arbitrary bounds. This one is... young adults participate in volunteering activities under the supervision of elders. You would have thought that would actually be more in line with them, but I guess not. I'm lucky that the only districts that have gone offline so far are housing districts. It's none of the production districts yet. It's because the damn pilgrims don't work. Alright. Well, let's just ignore it. And we've got 20 exploration teams. Place is too barren to benefit us. There's nothing to do there. Bury the dead bodies and go. I think we read about that already. The ridgeline. 25 teams. Possible findings quite a lot. No one dared approach the hazardous ridgeline before the explorer Rowett sent a well-equipped expedition here. No one is sure what they discovered, but it's rumored the results changed Rowett and the fate of his expedition. So I'm lacking 5 teams for that. We could just take some of them off this temporarily. Let's find out what's going on in the ridgeline. Nothing else really out in that direction. Okay. And we're reducing disease still right now, although we don't have any. Tension is very, very high indeed. I guess I could also just break up... I could have broken up the protests. But again, I just don't want people to die. No one's died yet. People have been injured, but it hasn't gotten that bad. Although some would look at the screen and say, it's pretty bad.
Our elderly citizens are encouraged to pre-register their funerals at their local harvesting parlor.
3,500 people have just joined the city. Damn. We're up to 10% again. Lacking housing. Now, I've been neglecting our dreadnought. We need another housing district. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that touches on 2 housing districts, but it doesn't yet touch on that, so that's good. So 40 heat bonus, pretty happy with that. And then when we get the pump jacks, we're going to stick them in these buildings. Now, pump jacks are going to require, I think, more materials and heat. They can obviously use their own oil if they need to. We're gaining coal like nobody's business, so that's fine. We're full on food. We're low on goods. Alright, let's balance things. They've got a huge stockpile, so we can afford that for now. The food... I suppose we'll just eat into our stockpile just the tiniest bit there. Ah. 10%. So 72% on research, and then we need to get another research after it. On her morning walk, Faye Hutchison, she's a poet. There's change in the air, I can smell it. It hangs above the council hall, settles between the pages of a book, kicks up from under the snow when children run by. We've only taken a few small steps away from our old traditions, but every great change starts with a single step. I'm excited. I'm so excited to see what the city is going to do, what the steward is going to do, as there's massive protests everywhere. We just reached a new cornerstone on reason. Speaking of, I haven't really proposed any new laws or changes in a while. There's nothing really that I've unlocked that I think I want. I think I've gotten things on every category. So, not gonna happen. Quell protest district, which ends protest using guard squads. Nah. Yeah, I don't know. There's chaos in the council. Oh, sorry. Rafina Fitzgerald, the private investigator. Stalwarts are yelling at him. Hazel Waite cried when her first love kissed the stalwart. Oh, God love him. Alright. Okay. I think I have to do something, don't I?
Steward.
People no longer trust you. If the situation doesn't improve, the council will demand a vote of confidence. Now, I'm sorry. I just read the tooltips and tutorials and went by what I thought I understood to mean we can solve this ourselves. But trust is completely fallen. If trust was high, I probably could have passed that law where we could break them up a little bit easier. I don't really know what I can do right now, other than let's just do what we can. So I'm going to fund their projects, which did nothing, so that's great. Grant them an agenda. They can choose the next law to vote. Could promote them. They'll gain members, although it just seems like a bad idea. 700 people join. They're at 13% now. We'll let them vote. I am reviled. Oh my god. This isn't good. This has gone horribly wrong. Oh, you lost by 1. That's fine by me, because I didn't even read the law. I didn't want it to go. Family apprenticeship? Yeah, good. I don't want it passed. So the only other thing I think to do... Well, there's nothing really. We just have to wait for the research now. They're just taking over every housing district. Come on. People are leaving because we've got a lot of goods. This is blatant favoritism. Yeah, and look, we just lost all relations with them immediately. Like, why? Another district? So stupid, man. There's not that many fucking pilgrims. It doesn't make any sense. It's like every time they take a district, they lose people, and yet they just continuously spread. Oh my god, are they spreading out here now, too? Oh no, just trust is really bad. Screen is just suddenly bleeding. It's alright. I'm still holding on. Now, youth. Dutiful youth. Research. 8 weeks. Can we survive 8 weeks? This is what it all comes down to. I'm just going to blitz time. Oh my god, it's so bad. Jesus Christ.
That the steward has a plan.
Aye, the steward has a plan. Everything's fine. Housing district damage from squalor. Welcome. Come on, nearly at 100%. Dutiful youth. Relations with pilgrims improve. Trust rises. It did nothing. I can't get them to neutral. It's just impossible.
Steward.
The only other thing I can do then... Well, we want this to go through. So yes, let's make this go through. New Londoners are open to negotiate, enact machine-centric shifts, heat overclocking, or fund projects. Let's do that. We'll fund their projects. Just pass the damn law. So this is our dutiful youth. So make life a little easier for the pilgrims.
Hear ye, hear ye. The proposed law has been approved.
Again, promoting tradition, it's done nothing. They're just too pissed. Well, I think the fist has to come out then, doesn't it, really? Fuck. Alright, the only thing I can think to do is this. Let's see if it works. Emergency Council session. Rule. Guard enforcers. Propose. We need 2/3 vote. The stalwarts. I need you to definitely vote for it. Well, hang on. Let me go back. 19 delegates are hesitant. 42 delegates of the Frostlanders are mostly hesitant. Let's go with them then. Vote yes. Construct a bio-waste hothouse. Sure. Ooh, a hydraulic... No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, we'll build a hothouse. Come on. Let me break out the guards and quell this once and for all. We need 67. Oh, the perfect number. All right. It comes to this. Quell the protest with 30 guard squads. We'll start here. No. Start in places that have watchtowers. That gives us more guard squads.
Your council has voted.
I can't even see where they are. I can see the tower floating. Oh, there it is. Right. Are you under protest right now? You're actually not. Oh, but you've broken. Sorry, I didn't even notice that. Alright, let's go over to these ones. These definitely have a tower in it. There's the tower. So, quell the protest. 30 guard squads. Began quelling the protest. So we need more guard squads to do more. But once this one is quelled, then we get the more guard squads to do it more again, right? I think. This one's got a watchtower too, so we have to wait for the first one, then it's going to be a snowball effect. It'd be amazing if we could actually see them quelling it. I want to see them in there getting broken up, you know? Alright, the quelling's in progress. That'll free up enough to do at least one more in the other watchtower district. Hopefully we'll gain some trust back. I can't believe I let my whole trust thing just bleed out. Quell protest ended. Guards violently repressed protests. Nobody died though, did they? Alright. Let's quell this one. Smash it! Smash it to bits! We can do 2 now at once. Another watchtower here. People are being injured left, right, and center, but I don't care. It's ridiculous. I'm going, says one of the pilgrims. Run from the guards! Awesome. Now, I said I'd build a bio-waste hothouse. We could do that. Have to do it in one of our other food districts over here. After stalling my progress for so long because of this. Let's get some research going as well. Parenthood. Actually, I'll probably look at these in between episodes. I won't go on too much longer before we do that. Guards violently repress protests. Good.
Seniors, remember, our
Trust falls due to ongoing protests in multiple districts. That's okay. We're breaking them up. We're breaking them up. Alright, we can do another one. I'm glad nobody's dying anyway. That's a good sign that this hasn't been too bad. I love every little pop-ups across the city. Like everyone's like, "Oh my God, run!" Tension is reducing, right? I think it's come down a little bit. Frostlanders' demands have been met. Trust rises. No, it didn't. Use the fund projects on the new Londoners. Yes, yes, yes.
Steward.
Trust rises again. So extremely decreased by ongoing protests. Well, we're getting rid of them. I wouldn't worry about it. Alright, another protest over. Alright, just one more. Smash it. How many unavailable? 6,975 people are unavailable for work. This was catastrophic. Your relations with the Pilgrims have improved enough that they don't feel inclined to protest anymore. How's that even happened? I don't understand. Just because we quelled their protest, they've become happy again. Opinion on city direction greatly decreased by their opposition. Marginally decreased by injured. The protests are losing steam. The tension bubble has reduced slightly. The last of the protests are being disbanded right now. Oh my god, well what a wild ride that was. Should it have gotten that bad? No. Okay, I can admit that. Was it fun? Yes. At least we've learned what can happen. And it only took, you know, really pushing me to the very extreme edge of almost losing everything. But we've got really good money and prefabs, and the temperature drop is around the corner again. We stockpile in oil. At least the resources are good. We just need to build a new housing district. And sort out the squalor problem. Look through the tech tree and what we can get. We've now got 3 tech trees, or 3 research institutes, so we should be able to, I assume they stack, research quite quickly. Trust restored. People's faith in you has been restored. Hey, look at that. It's gone back to basically where it was. Well, we'll leave it there. There's 3,600 injured in New London. It's going to take a little while, but the hospitals are back up and running. Remember, we've got 2 of them now. So, let's get these people treated. All right, a lot of broken bones and stuff, but I could be wrong. I'll look through after during the edit, but I don't think people died. It was just, and God, that's going to make me hate the Pilgrims quite a lot. Brought the city to its knees unnecessarily. I think if I had said that I'm not going to promise to disband them, they wouldn't have spread so much. But I guess the plus 1,000 thing means that if there's even just 1,000 of them, which of course there's going to be, for there to be less than 1,000, we'd need them to have 0% basically. Almost, something like that, 1 or 2. So that's insane. They have 15%. They've grown since. They started this episode at 10. I'm tempted to condemn them, to make them lower. Anyway. Oh, sorry, my recording there just went off randomly. I think I clicked out of the window and it just went off again. Something's really acting up with that. Anyway, sorry to detract from the experience. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this episode, right? I'm going to do another recap of what's going on and try to rebalance the economy. At least we recovered. At least things seem okay, but that is a setback in terms of time for research, time for laws, time for all those kind of things. Wasn't really exploring the Frostland as best as I could have been, but the economy wasn't stalled too badly, so that's not so bad. Alright, well anyway, that's going to have to be it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I'm excited to see what people say about this one, and I will see you in the next one.